Okay, so here we are at the ACS Young Leaders Symposium. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell them a little bit about who you are and what you've done?
Sure. So my name is Abdullahi Alim. I'm the 2017 WA Young Australian of the Year. I'm also the co-founder of a social impact lab called the Lighthouse Strategy. And essentially the aim is to extend the opportunities around tech-based education to minority communities. And in this country, namely refugee and migrant populations and Indigenous communities. And with the aim of expanding the pipeline of culturally diverse entrepreneurs and change makers in this country.
Wow, that's tremendous. And where are you up to in that program?
So it's still very much a startup. We ran our first program in late 2016, and this was more around looking at an issue that disproportionately impacts minority communities. So we looked at the issue of online hate speech, which is traditionally targeted towards women and minorities, and figuring out ways to create tech-based prototypes that can either mitigate the spread of this messaging or can counter them.
I was blown away by the presentation you gave in there. That was just really incredible. And even the videos you played, I was just like tearing up in the thing. It's such a powerful message and such a powerful thing that you're part of. If you were gonna ask people to, for something or, like what did you ask to the community?
I think it's just moving forward with a cultural shift. I don't think technology or if you're working in the startup sector or anything around computer science, it's not really something that's only applicable in a commercial context. You could use your skills to promote social impact, to connect communities that are not necessarily skilled in what you have with those skills and opportunities. So I think if we could empower more people within the sector to understand their role and their ability to contribute professionally towards community development goals, that'd be great.
I think they do a lot in the US around community
Yes.
and trying to use their skills for good. So this is about trying to like activate us in Australia
Yeah.
to get the same sort of. I mean, we
I
have
think so.
skills too, right?
Absolutely.
So we could.
And I think that notion of bridging that gap using technologies, it's very US Eurocentric. But again, there's no reason why we can't scale that practice to Australia as well. We have disadvantaged groups just like there are abroad in other Western countries. And I think those opportunities exist here as well.
Cool. And you're a very young man, right?
Subjective.
but but you're already out there getting stuff done. What would your advice be to people of your generation and the next generation coming up after you?
I think it's about tapping into your passion. So I did not study a degree that's in any ways related to social impact. I did data science, I did actuarial science. So it wasn't necessarily aligned to my, I guess, personal values as much as the work that I'm doing now. So I think if you're able to recognize at an early age, I think it's such strength. It's such a strength to be able to know where it is you want to go. And I think also recognizing the fact that you don't necessarily need $1 million or 1 million supporters behind you to start an initiative. Initiatives always start small. So if you keep going with that, there's no telling where it could grow.
Oh, that's fantastic. And are there, like, who have been your heroes? Who inspired you when you were younger or now?
I think now I would say it comes back to my definition of entrepreneur or social entrepreneur, maybe specifically. I think it's about creating opportunities that are distinct from yourself. And I'm inspired by anybody who's doing that. So for example, somebody like Fadzi Wande, who's such a skilled D&I consultant and advisor, diversity and inclusion advisor. I think the work that she's doing is so important. But I think those agents of change exist within institutions and outside institutions. And I'm not creating anything new, I just want to be part of that community.
Oh, that's great. And then, well, just to end with something a little lighter, maybe. What is your favorite movie or book?
Oh, wow. I will embarrass myself. But no, I'm kidding. I like any movies that are around That's such a tricky one. It is so tricky.
That's
Let's see.
supposed to
What's
be
the last?
easy question?
Yeah, for most people. So what's the last movie that I watched? Anything around U.S. history, particularly around African American history, I'm there for. I live for that kind of stuff. So any movie around the civil rights movement or slavery or any of those kind of contexts, I'm there.
It's a lot of inspiration,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, there are a lot of them coming out these days.
And beautiful, beautiful language. I did see this amazing TED Talk recently where they were showing some highlights of the 2017 ones, and there were these black women that were inspiring a movement, and it was sort of like walking.
Yes,
that one.
I love that. Yes,
and it was like poetry. They
exactly,
were talking the
exactly,
whole time.
and it was like
That
gospel
wonderful.
almost.
Yeah.
It was so coordinated, but it just seems so organic, and you could tell it was coming from a place where that they gave it a lot of thought. It's something that they've been brewing for a while, and yeah, it's been, I think, one of the most talked about ones this year.
Yeah, tremendous
Mm.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it has been so cool talking to
Likewise,
you.
Michelle.
And hopefully I will see you more often than I have done.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay. Easy. Sounds good. All right.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.